Alright guys, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a post-match reaction for you for the Manchester United versus Everton game that has just finished 1-1 at Old Trafford. A truly turd of a performance and an absolutely shocking gashtastic result from Manchester United here today. On the back of a great run of results for us, on the back of beating Spurs and getting the best of Josie, on the back of beating Pep Guardiola's City, Ollie puts the team out and we cannot get the better of Duncan Ferguson's Everton. Obviously, he's coming in as an interim capacity. They're having a nightmare this season. They're down in 16th place before this game started today. It's a shite result, whichever way you want to paint it, whichever way you want to look at it. Ollie's failed today. The lads have failed today. They failed to put in a good performance today. They failed to set up properly and get at them. Opening first 10 or 15 minutes of the game were okay today. That's where most of our chances actually came from. Lacking the clinicality in front of goal. Lacking any sort of a quality play today from United. You know, it's night and day from the previous three performances we've seen. Against Alkmaar in the last game, the first half was dreary, but we turned it around and put on the style in the second half. This time around, though, Everton made bloody sticky toffee puddings out of us, to be fair. You know, we should have been chewing down on those toffees for a nice little snack. But in the end, they've done the old freaking dirty on us. And they'll be absolutely over the moon about that one. But United, we were just poor throughout. What can I say? The team performance lacking, toothless in front of goal. We had Anthony Martial up there. Might as well have not had anybody. He was literally like farcical today. He was invisible up there. Don't know what's going on with Anthony Martial. He was just too hot and cold, too hit or miss. He cannot seem to put in a good run of performances at the moment for United. His movement was off. His finishing was off. Everything was off. He just looked like we were playing with the invisible man up top there. The rest of the attackers that we had up the top, they were absolutely gashtastic by and large today as well. Marcus Rashford's put in a really poor performance today. Like, done nothing. Absolutely done nothing all game long, which is disappointing to see, based on how good he's been out in that wide left position recently. Just couldn't get any sort of good game going today whatsoever. And Jesse Lingard, look, Jesse Lingard, I'm not going to pile on Jesse Lingard too much because Jesse Lingard has been, you know, he's been through a tough time by all accounts of this last year, family problems and stuff like that. But the fact is, it's his birthday today as well. He didn't put in a great birthday boy performance. In fact, he put in a bloody absolutely gashtastic performance today from Jesse Lingard. So I think individual performances out there on the pitch have just been terrible. Martial wasn't at the races. Lingard wasn't at the races. Rashford wasn't at the race. You know, it's difficult when your big name players are not turning up and not performing. It's difficult for the side to do anything. And I must admit, I think Everton did a good job getting at us, putting balls over, causing us problems. But United's goal that we could see was absolutely bloody schoolboy and shit. What's going on with that sort of defending from corners? We are actually now, we conceded the second most goals this season from corners. Why can we not bloody defend set pieces, man? Why has David De Gea reverted back into the 18-year-old skinny version when he came over from Spain Atletico back in the day, 18 million quid, and he was absolutely shit for a while because he had no physicality from crosses, he had no aerial ability, he had no aerial command whatsoever, and it was like he reverted back to the 18-year-old version. It's winding me up now just thinking about it. Just thinking about him coming out and flapping at it and turning around, and some people were saying there was a foul committed on him. Rubbish! Football has gone bloody soft if that's a foul in my book. Stand your ground, David De Gea. Have a little bit of cojones out there, son. Put your body on the line. Jump up to it with both hands. Thrust into the defender with your body. If he comes in and takes you out, then it's a foul. I just didn't understand that level of goalkeeping from De Gea today. It was schoolboy stuff. It was youth football stuff. You know, as a goalkeeper, you've got to get out there. You've got to get to the ball. And what does he do? He does a 180, turns his back to the ball and flaps at it. It was piss poor from David De Gea today. I know he's our saviour most of the time, so I'm going to pretty much leave it there on David De Gea. But what the hell was he doing for that corner to concede that goal for United? And of course, Lindelof will take a lot of the blame, and Lindelof's had a bit of a dodgy performance in a lot of games this season. And okay, maybe another defender on a different day would have reacted quicker and it wouldn't have been an own goal. But I don't see that goal being Victor Lindelof's fault. I see it being David De Gea's error which has led to that goal. De Gea's had an absolute pussy melt job. He could have just gone in there, stood his ground, got both hands on the ball, but no. He has to flap at it like a bloody pigeon. And it's just fallen to Lindelof and deflected it off him. Not really Lindelof's fault, not really much that he could do about it. All David De Gea's fault. He's uncharacteristic from him. He's usually our most important player in terms of saving points and winning games. But today, he was doing the old Mark Bosnich impression. I wouldn't be surprised if he done a little bit of a freaking line of cocaine before the game and literally played like Mark Bosnich. Because he just wasn't there. His concentration wasn't there whatsoever in that move. So very disappointed. Very unhappy with the way that we conceded our goal and generally the way that we played the game as well. Okay, the first 15-20 minutes we had a couple of chances. James has missed a one-on-one opportunity. Lingard's missed a sitter in the first 10 minutes of the game, first 10 seconds of the game rather. Rashford's missed an opportunity one-on-one where he's left-booted it into the bloody stands. It was just an awful, awful performance in terms of creation today from United. And fair play to Everton, they deserved the point in the end. United with gash, it's just so depressing because this is another wasted opportunity. This game, this win, 3 points against Everton would have put us 2 points behind Chelsea, who are in 4th place. It would have put us right back in contention there for saving our season, Champions League football. And I know things are not as bad as they could be. We're 6th at the moment. But the fact is those bloody Spuds have just won today with a late winner. And now they've gone above us. It's just depressing, man. We could have been sat in 5th place. 2 points off of Chelsea, right back in with a mix of Champions League football. As it is, we've managed to save ourselves a point, courtesy of the best player recently for Manchester United, which is Mason Greenwood. He's just turned 18 in October, this lad. He's a special talent. He's come on the pitch today. He's had one opportunity. He said, look, Martial, you freaking overpaid prima donna. Look, Rashford, you Gashford. This is how it's done. You get one opportunity. You don't just lash at it. You don't just twat it at the defender. No. You take it, you get yourself in a little half a yard of space and you place it into the bottom corner. That's exactly what Mason Greenwood did. He's so clinical, he's so special, he fills me with so much confidence for the future. Ole Gunnar needed to bring him on the pitch because it was just so tepid, the performance today. And as soon as he came on, it did reinvigorate the side a little bit and he did score a goal, so fair play to him. But other than that, the all-round team performance from United was a disgrace, especially when you consider the team has been rested. We made 9 changes in the previous game against Alkmaar. There's no excuses there. All the players were fresh. All the players were rested. They come out against Everton, who maybe have revitalised themselves a little bit under Duncan Ferguson, but, not really. Not that much in that time. They're still not that much of a great team. They're right down there at the foot of the table. United have just bottled it today. Plain and simple, we bottled it. We do the hard work, we do the dirty work against Spurs and Josie. We best them. Ollie bests Josie. We do the dirty work against City. Ollie bests Pep. And we cannot get one over on frickin' Duncan Ferguson's Everton. I mean, seriously, that's how it is at United at the moment. That's the story of our season, really. Lacking clinicality and also bottling against the teams we should be beating and getting the results and doing great against the teams that we shouldn't necessarily be beating. What's that all about? Where's the tactics? Where's the motivation? Why do we struggle so much to break teams down who don't just come at us? We're great counter-attack and we've got the pace up there to counter-attack teams for days, man. When they're coming at us, we can counter. But unless they're coming at us, we don't seem to be able to do it. As soon as a team sits back a little bit, we don't have the creativity in the centre of the park there to unlock them. I thought Fred today put in another bang average performance. He's been great recently, credit where credit's due, but I didn't think he was all that good today. Little bit tepid from him. McTominay, McSauce, great players, been great for us recently. It was an average performance from McTominay. I didn't see anything really special from him today. Didn't create much. Anytime he had a shot, it was blocked straight away. It was just a little bit of an unintelligent performance from him at times. But I don't want to be too overly critical, because that's just how it is. The couple of players that I do want to talk about and just give a little bit of praise to are both of our young 21-year-old signings that Ole Gunnar brought in the summer and who are actually taking the position of being the talisman for United at the moment, actually being the leaders, actually being the non-bottlers, actually being the players that can actually hold it together and not melt under these situations. And they are Dan James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka down that right-hand side. I thought they were both very good today. Dan James, constant effort, caused us problems, actually got the assist for Greenwood's goal when he was switched over to the left-hand side as well. Okay, Greenwood's had to create and do most of the work for himself there to find the bit of space and put it in the bottom corner. But Dan James technically got the assist there. Good performance from him. Always trying, always getting balls in. His pace is just unbelievable. I don't know why Dan James was taken off the pitch at the end of the game, though. Okay, is he taking a knock? Has he picked up an injury? That is the only acceptable circumstance where he would come off the pitch. He was our most lively player, but what does frickin' the Norwegian golem do? He takes off James and he puts on Juan Mata. He puts on Juan Mata. Now, bearing in mind, Anthony Marcio has had an absolute stinker of a performance up there and has done nothing. He leaves him on, though. He doesn't think, do you know what? Let's stick Greenwood up top, put Mata in. That makes more sense. Leave James there. No, he leaves Marcio on there, who's been doing nothing all game. I'm really worried for Anthony Martial, though, because I thought he was going to be that Thierry Henry player. We've seen it at times. We've seen the quality. He's just too hit or miss. He's not consistent enough. His movement today was poor. Okay, the service to him was absolutely disgraceful, especially in the first half. But his general play, some of those moments, there was a couple of balls in, one ball in from Aaron Wan-Bissaka in particular. If it's Zlatan, if it's a striker in top form, it's in the back of the net. But Martial found a way to bottle out of it. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Still got a bit of man flu. Very annoyed. Shouted a lot at the TV. During that watch along. Thanks to everybody who stopped by and tuned in for the live commentary of the game. But this is the post-match analysis show. I'm just going to go through the rest of the team now and tell you what I thought about it. The back line, Wan-Bissaka, he's had a great season for us so far. He was so solid today. Some of the slight challenges he made were brilliant. Some of the overlapping runs as well with James down the right, getting balls in were fantastic. Defensively, it wasn't that much of a bad performance. It's not like Everton have dominated us and Everton have scored a goal even. No, the goal has come from a shit bit of goalkeeping and some awful defending by Manchester United. That is what the goal has come from. We've not been outclassed by Everton today, but it was just a completely tepid and mundane and disgraceful performance from United, and we should actually hang our heads in shame on that one, because Everton are shit this season, man, and we've just beaten Spurs City. I keep saying it, but it's so true. Like, why do we do that? Why do we bottle it against the shitter teams and then we boss it against the great teams? It makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're a little hobbit man or something, and you go into a nightclub, you're not rich, you're not famous, you're not well, none of that. You go up and you pull in all the stunners. You pull all the stunners, then you go over to a bloody 4 out of 10 and she's not interested in you. That's basically what's going on at United week in, week out. We can pull the stunners, maybe because they always say, nobody talks to the stunners because everyone's too afraid, or nobody's got the confidence. But I tell you what, at the moment, the bloody golem that is Solskjaer is literally that man. He's going in, he's pulling the stunners in the nightclubs, and he's getting turned down by the bloody goblins. No offence. Right, if you're in here, if you're tuning in, please do us a massive favour. Smash a cheeky little like on this video. Let's see if we can smash 100 likes on this video while it's live. That'd be awesome. Much appreciated to you all for stopping by in the post-match show. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the live chat here. I can see there's a bunch of comments coming through, so I'll get into those shortly. What else did I want to talk about in the game? Oh my God, it's so bloody depressing. Why, oh why can we not just get the better of shitty Everton? Let's have a look at the match stats then. 67% possession to United, 33 to Everton. I say it again. Possession means nothing. I don't even want to consider possession for United anymore. In fact, the games that we play where we've got less possession, we do better because we're more direct. We're getting players in behind, and we're not just trying to pass it around, work it around. We don't really have the midfield quality to do that, I don't think. I think we're better when we just get it up the pitch, try and get runners in behind, get runners down the wings, whip balls in. That's how we seem to benefit of playing, not this keep hold of it possession style bollocks, which we did today, like Louie van Gaal tactics, slow, drab crap. No, we needed more fluidity, we needed more directness, more quickness up front, and we didn't get that, unfortunately. In terms of shots, we've had 24 shots to their 8. 8 shots on target to their 3. But the game's finished 1-1 at the end of the day. That, I'll tell you what as well, that statistic there, 24 shots, 8 on target to their 8 shots, 3 on target, that's such a flattering stat. That doesn't really tell the story of the whole game, man. Because Everton gave as good as they got, in my opinion. Sure, they weren't as controlled. Sure, they didn't have as much of the ball. But when they did get it, they tried to get down the wings. They tried to get forward. They whipped balls over the top. They caused the defence problems with long balls. And, they've done a good job to get the point today. But United's performance, again, found wanting. Again, absolutely bloody clueless in the position where we cannot break down lesser teams. Absolute disgusting performance from United. Ole Gunnar, got to sort it out. You've got to sort it out, Ole Gunnar. There's no good beating the best 2 decorated managers in the league and some of the best teams in the league if you go and slip up and bottle it against Everton, who are still 16th, who are still just 3 points above the relegation zone. That's how shit Everton are this season. And I know they've got a managerial change come in, and Big Dunk's come in, and he's doing a good job so far, but come on, man. It can't go from that shit to an acceptable level that quickly. United, on the other hand, we've been on a good run, rested our players, and we've thrown it away. We've absolutely Billy bottled it at Old Trafford today. Another shithouse of a performance at Old Trafford. Another embarrassing performance. Another let off. Another slip up. It's just sickening. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Unbelievable. Right, let's get into your comments and thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Bunch of legends. Get your thoughts in. Big D comments, very frustrating. Abbas Hassani comments, disgraceful, disgusting. Absolutely right. I'm loving these words that you're all choosing because they're 100% right. That is the level of the performance today from United. There was just nothing from us. Rachel MUFC comments, we're probably going to make Colchester look like Barca. There you go. If Colchester United just sit back and defend, which they probably we probably will not be able to cut them open. We probably won't be able to unlock their defence. We can't do that. We don't have the creativity in the centre of the midfield there, or even the 3 players up front there. I mean, Jesse, Lingard. I mean, sorry, Jesse. I know he's had personal problems. Look, I've got personal problems at the moment as well. Do you know what I mean? It can affect your working life. It can affect your personal life. It's his birthday today. It was just a shit performance. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I'm not going to dig into him. I'm not going to make any personal comments, but from a footballing point of view, he was absolutely bloody bang averagely crap today and did nothing. He was absolutely did nothing. So we had 2 invisible players up there. We had Martial and Lingard just completely invisible. It causes you all sorts of problems when you've got players up there who just cannot create at all. And Lingard again today, he showed me that he's only really good for the games in against the big teams who are going to have the lion's share of possession. Because he can press, he can challenge, he can harry the opposition high up the pitch. He does a good job of that. But when it comes to actually creating, man, when it comes to actually playing a killer pass or creating something, he's really not very good at all. So I question that. I question that selection from Ole Gunnar today anyway. I guess he's just done it to show faith and solidarity in Jesse at a tough time in his life. Fair play to him, but it's backfired. It's not worked out well. We should have gone with a different look. We should have maybe put Juan Mata in there. Maybe Greenwood from the start would have been a lot of a better option. In fact, Greenwood scored 2 goals in the previous game, easily the man of the match in the previous game. He's come on and scored the goal today, which was just completely right out of the Robin van Persie playbook. James has played him in. He's found that half a yard. He's not just swiped it. He's not just lashed at it. He's taken it, controlled it, put it into the right bit of space where he can get a shot off, and he slotted it away. 1 try. He had one try. You got one opportunity and he takes it. That is what we want to see. So I think Solskjaer got it completely wrong. Greenwood played himself into the situation where he should have been starting the game today. Instead, he started Pigeon Jesse. What is he on about? What is he doing, man? That really annoys me. Like, okay, I get it. He's trying to show solidarity for the lad, but you shouldn't make selections based on that. You should make selections based on who actually deserves to be in the team, based on form. And Greenwood certainly deserved to be in the team based on form. Miguel Verley, thank you for your comments. Greenwood is amazing. I mean, yeah, let's just appreciate Mason Greenwood for a while. He's just turned 18. He looks like the next Robin van Persie in the style of play that he plays. He's clinical, he's natural, he's just a natural finisher. You cannot teach it. Of course you can teach technique, but in terms of just having a cool head, in terms of just having that natural ability to find the bottom corner, find the goal, he's got it. And he's intelligent with it. He doesn't just swipe at it. These are not placed goals. The last few goals that he's scored have actually been very technical, quite far out, really good strikes, really good placement, really good control to set it up as well. So he deserves a lot of credit. He's come out of it with a fantastic performance again, scoring the goal for us today, which has saved us a point. You know, it's dropped 2 points, but it's got us a point today. And he should have been on the pitch from the start, in my opinion. Abbas Hassani comments, we have to sign a midfielder in January. I completely agree, Abbas. You know, it's just a matter of time before this midfield gets found out even more. Fred's been good recently, but today he was bloody bang average. McTominay's been good recently. Today he was pretty average, to be fair. I really rate McTominay, though. But I do think we need somebody else there to maybe take on that role of the Fred position. Somebody who's really good defensively, but can also create. Because Fred, look, he's going to be a good squad player for us, I think. But that's pretty much it to me. You know, he's not the Paul Scholes. He's not the Roy Keane. He's more of a Nicky Butt. And don't get me wrong, Nicky Butt's a tremendous player, actually. That's a completely unfair comparison to Nicky Butt, because he's way better than Fred. But what I'm saying is he was sort of the backup. He was like he was the player secondarily who would play instead of Keane or Scholes. That's what I see Fred doing. I still think we need to improve in that position 100%. Arthurus comments, Fred was better than McTominay today. He was better than average, in my opinion. I mean, I'd say they were both pretty bang average. I can't think of a moment in the game that Fred did anything that spectacular. McTominay was frustrating, gave the ball away a bit, also where he could have got himself in a good position and played a nice killer pass, or just held on to it and played an easy pass. He's tried to do something a little bit too ambitious and given the ball away time and time again. It was annoying. JP comments, back your team. Look, I mean, this doesn't really change anything for me, okay? I want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be here until the end of the season. I want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get the time and respect from the fans to be able to work and do his thing. And we've seen over the last week or two that some of the stuff that he can do. We've seen him besting the best managerial minds in the Premier League. We've seen him shining Pep Guardiola's head and giving him a freaking noogie. We've seen him battering Jose Mourinho, who've got a much better squad and had a revitalisation since he's come in at Spurs. We've seen him beat them. We saw us get the job done in the last game against Alkmaar, who were a good Dutch side, 4-0 in the second half, scoring all those goals. A great reaction at half-time. Well, that is what we needed in the game today. The first half performance was just as dreary as that first half performance against AZ Alkmaar. The only difference is at half-time we completely changed in that game and we came out a different side. In this game we came out the same shit, and it's only an 18-year-old legend with a point to prove. I say legend, future legend, 18-year-old future legend in Mason Greenwood, who's come on the pitch and saved us a point at the end of the day. It's a truly awful performance from us. Solskjaer's got it tactically wrong. The players didn't turn up. Anthony Martial, drop him for the next game, in my opinion. Sorry, I'd rather see Mason Greenwood up there right now. 100%. He's just too hot or cold. One week he's great, the next week he's gash. In fact, probably recently, if we're being honest, it's more gash than good. More gash than good from Anthony Martial. So I'd actually drop him for the next game. A lot of you might think that's crazy because he's a big name player up there. He's the number 9. He's just not doing the business. To me, it's all about form. It's all about doing the business. I'd play Greenwood up there at striker. I know he's not really been playing there, but that is where I'd put him, because when the ball falls to him, you know he's clinical. You know he's got that ability to find the back of the net. He's just got it naturally. So that would fill me with a lot more confidence than sticking a misfire in Anthony Martial up there, who literally was invisible today. Devil of a Red, how are you doing? Thank you very, very much for your comment here. Surely the coaching staff must see what we see. The forwards have very poor movement and no idea how to pass in the box. Spot on. The deliveries today was poor. Every ball was either over hit or under hit or hit the first defender, so that was poor. And then movement-wise, I'm talking about Anthony Martial here in particular, it was non-existent. It was awful from Martial today. And like I was saying, there was one pass for Wan-Bissaka, which is a great delivery. It's head high. If it was Zlatan, if it was Rude, if it was Lukaku even, it's going in the back of the net. It is going in the back of the net, but Martial didn't even get near it. And that sort of summed up his game today. Very disappointing for Anthony Martial. I hope that he can be that quality player for us, but he's got to get out of this slump. He's got to get his head in the game. And he's got to stop being a pansy, quite honest. Because he's out there on the pitch, he looks like a pansy, man. He's not fighting, he's not battling like he should be. Huna JK comments, no passion for the team at all. I think, certain players in the team show passion. Certain other players today just didn't turn up. It's a disgrace. I mean, there was a lot of passion in display in the last few performances we've had, but not today. Maybe we were due that terrible performance because, we have had a big week. We have beat City. We have beat Spurs. We have beat Alkmaar. Maybe psychologically we were due to bottle it. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it is for United at the moment. We want to say that, we're still this great club, and I still think we will be one day, but at the moment we're just a bunch of bottle merchants. When it comes down to it, there's no point beating City. There's no point beating Spurs if you cannot beat 16th place Everton at Old Trafford. There's no point to it. Why bother? Thank you very much for your comment there. Steve Buckley comments, Tony needs his ass kicking. I fully agree. I mean, something's got to happen there. And in my opinion, the best way he could have his ass kicked is to be dropped. And say, look, if you're not going to do the business, if you're not going to step your game up, we've got an 18-year-old called Mason who's going to come in. He's going to take your place, Martial. He's going to take your place unless you do the business. But I do think Solskjaer got some stuff wrong today. I wasn't so impressed with his in-game management, wasn't so impressed with his substitutions again. Like I say, I thought Martial was stinking up the place, putting an absolute 4 out of 10 performance, and should have been ripped off the pitch much sooner. To be boy, he wasn't ripped off the pitch, was he? That's what I mean. He should have put Mata on for Martial, dropped Mata down, put Greenwood on for Lingard, put Greenwood up top there. That makes perfect sense. Am I the only twat out here that thinks that makes a lot more sense than what he did? Which is put Mata in a wide position, which is leave Martial up top there who wasn't doing anything. I mean, come on. He brought Greenwood on. Okay, Greenwood in the position he was in, he actually scored the goal there. Maybe he wouldn't have scored the goal if he'd have put him up top there. That's what happens. But to me, it's simple. So I don't understand why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer cannot see that. Of course, I'm not a football manager. I haven't played for United. I haven't scored a goal in the Champions League final. But I can see it plain as day. So I'm sure a lot of you can as well. Gungshi comments, almost a loss, so disappointing. I know, I mean, we're lucky in the end that we've managed to get back into that game and then snatch a point. But really, it's 2 points dropped against subpar opposition. We should be beaten, totally disappointed, totally mundane, totally David Moisey, totally gashtastic it was from United today. Flying Pig is legendary, thank you so much. He comments, my highlight was Lingard getting hit in the face, try and go meow after that. You've done him dirty there, pal. I mean, no, fair enough. I mean, look, he was just awful today. What can you say? He needed to come off the pitch. I'm glad that the substitution was made. It's going to do him no confidence, his confidence no good at all. He's obviously talking to the club and released that sort of statement and everything about the difficult time he's had because he wants the fans to get behind him now. But if the fans are going to get behind him, you've got to perform for United. You've got to go out there and you've got to put in a good performance. And even if it doesn't go your way, you've got to put in maximum effort and put in an acceptable performance, and he just didn't. He was another 4 out of 10 performance from Josie Lingard. Disgraced. Bradley LaBelle comments, our best finisher is 18 years old. 100% he actually genuinely is. I know Rashford's leading the goal scoring charts, but in terms of actual opportunities, conversion rates, I'm sure that Greenwood's had just a handful of opportunities this season to score, and he's taken most of them. He really, really has them. He's such a talent, such a special talent. He's the next Wayne Rooney for United. Not in the same type of play. He's obviously got that RVP intelligence, that RVP style, that elegance, but that's what I mean. He's that big of a player for us. I truly believe Mason Greenwood is a future star. Give it 5 years, I think he'll be one of the best strikers in the world, one of the best finishers in the world. It's easy to say that. Lots can happen, but that's how good he is for us at the moment. And I'm so happy that we've got Mason Greenwood. I'm so happy that Solskjaer's brought him along steadily and he's getting the opportunities. But for me, you know, if I am Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's it now. I put Greenwood in there instead of Martial. And if I'm Solskjaer, Lingard doesn't play again for a while for United because he's just not doing it, unfortunately. I would stick somebody better in there. And I'm happy to give Jesse a second chance. I'm not going to get on his back. I know he's had issues, but you've got to perform. You've got to play. There's no passengers here at Manchester United. You know, people have personal issues. You've got to turn up to work. So there you go. Either that, or you should be on a bit of leave or whatever. You shouldn't be playing. You should have a rest. You should be on a psychological leave. But putting yourself in a situation where maybe you can't perform to 100% of your level, I mean, it's just not good for anybody involved. Chris Chandra, how you doing, Chris? Comments, we should just start academy boys. They will play with pride and passion. Well, it's a very interesting point you made on the 4,000th consecutive game in a row that United have featured an academy product. An amazing, amazing record that we've got there, producing talents, playing homegrown talents and academy products. It is brilliant. But I agree with you. I mean, I think a lot of these players, let's just say we had, I don't know, you had Brandon Williams stuck in there. You've put Angel Gomez in there instead of Jesse Lingard. You've got Mason Greenwood up there instead of Martial. I think these lads have got something to fight for and something to prove and will have that hunger and desire, maybe more so than Martial. I'm looking at Martial today, I'm thinking, get a bit of backbone, boy. What's he doing? He's looking like so just, deflated and head's gone. And, come on, mate. We're at Old Trafford. We're only playing Everton. Get your head up. Get in there, get determined, get the goal. But no, it never came. Never came. Patrick Quinn comments, Pig, don't know if you read my comment earlier because I accidentally clicked back on the video, but we need to change now. We need to bring Pochettino or Carlo Ancelotti in. Really? You really want Pochettino sacked or Ancelotti sacked? Those guys? I mean, okay, they're big names. Carlo Ancelotti's a proven manager, to be fair. But I don't love Carlo Ancelotti like I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is another thing. This is something that I want to say to you guys right now, okay? In all the time I've been a United fan, which is since I was born, but since I can remember about 92, right? 92, 93. Since then, we had Fergie. And we all felt this amazing affinity with that squad of players. The class of 92, Cantonars, or even later on the Ronaldos and the Tevezes and the Rudes and all these guys. We felt an affinity. It was a special team. Fergie built a special team and a unity. And there was that love and that feeling that we all had. Now, I haven't felt as invested in a Manchester United team since Fergie retired as I do right now. Now, why is that? I think it's because it's a similar process. I think it's because we've got Solskjaer, somebody who's a club legend, somebody who's a lovely guy, who we love, who loves Manchester United. Nobody can question Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's love for United. He's not here for the money, okay? And with me, I'm looking at the players. We're the underdogs right now in a lot of games. we've got good young talents, but we're bringing them through. Now, I like that. I like the fact that I've grown that feeling of passion back for United in this season. I really, truly have done. Since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, it's not been plain sailing, it's not been perfect, but I'd much rather stick with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer than get some soulless, faceless twat like Carlo Ancelotti in, or Pochettino who's disgraced at Spurs, or, just another guy that can come in, somebody that we've already tried. I didn't feel that same passion for United when Mourinho was here, playing that defensive shit. I didn't feel the same affinity for United when Louie van Gaal was here, stinking it up like a Dutch toad. I didn't feel the same affinity for Shaw when David Moyes was here, the freaking cave dweller. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel any sort of... Not the same anyway. Not the same. And of course I do. I love United. Do you know what I'm saying? I haven't felt that same unity, that same spirit, that same passion since Fergie was here. But I do now. I do now when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's at the wheel. So I say... Look, that might just be my own feeling, but that's how I feel about it. I'd much rather us give him more time and succeed with the next club legend and succeed with somebody who's a nice bloke and who loves United and who has shown great glimpses and great glimmers of managerial excellence in his time here. Let's not forget we won the first 10, 11 games in a row when he came in. We went on an awful run after that. But this season, he's effectively got us back on track. Look, we're one game away today, again, just like we have been a few times, from being right back in there where we should be. And 5th or 6th, which is actually where we are right now, is where we should be right now. As a United fan, I don't want to say that. 6th isn't good enough for United. 4th isn't good enough for United. But we have to be realistic. We don't have a squad that's the top 3 squad in the country. We've got a squad that's maybe the 6th or the 5th or the 6th best squad in the country. So that's where we should be. And as long as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does that, I'll be happy with him. Progression is important. We've got to progress. Next season, we've got to be better. After Christmas, we've got to be better. 100%. If he's allowed time and if he's allowed money to spend, he's got to make the right signings and they've got to play and he's got to improve the team. But I would be very happy to give him the opportunity to do that. Look at the signings he's made. Maguire, okay, he's not really quite lived up to it and done it for you. It's like, what are you doing, Harry Maguire? You're an 80 million slabhead. Do something. But Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, great young signings. Fantastic. I'm really, really quite impressed with the signings that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's made and how he's progressed those signings and how he's developed them into the team. They are our best players in the team, Dan James and Wan-Bissaka. They're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signings. They're not Josie Mourinho signings. They're nobody else's signings. They're not Woodward signings. They're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signings. So let's just give a little bit of credit where credit's due, because I do think that... that I'm loving this United side more than I've done over the last few years, simply because of we've got these great young talents. It fills me with hope for the future. We have the baby-faced assassin in charge, okay? Like, sometimes you just got to show a bit of loyalty. Sometimes you just got to say, we could get another faceless big-name manager who will probably come in and might steady the ship for a while, but is not in it for the long haul. It's just in it for the short term, like a Josie or like a Louie, and it might work for a little bit. But I sure as hell don't think that Ancelotti or Pochettino is the answer for Manchester United long term. I just don't. Maybe Pochettino. Poch has showed some good ability to manage teams and develop teams and improve teams and build teams. He actually has done. But it's no good if you just bottle it and then you get yourself down near the bloody relegation zone with one of the best squads in the league. It's no good, is it? Oh, Rincon comments, City are already 1-0 up 3 minutes in. For Pete's sake! It's disgusting. And Spurs scored a late winner today to go above us in the league. Bloody hell, Jose Mourinho is above Manchester United in the league. It's a disgusting, disgusting day. We should have done better against Everton here. Everton are a poor side. We've just not turned up. What can we say? Oh... I think I missed a super chat here from Gungshi. Thank you so much, Gungshi, for getting in there and supporting the channel. He's commented and said, we can't break ordinary teams down. If it wasn't from the lovely clinical finish from Mason Greenwood, we'd have dropped all 3 points. Sick of seeing this every time we play a lower level team. You're spot on there, Gungshi, and it is actually pretty much every time we play a lower level team. You know, we really do struggle to break teams down. We're lacking that creative spark. You know, if we had a Paul Scholes in his heyday right now, we'd probably be okay. We are just 1 or 2 players, especially midfield players, away from making that happen. I think McTominay's good enough. I think Fred's good enough to be a squad player. We could do with somebody in there to be more of a sort of defensively sound defender who can also create as a midfielder. But then we need somebody in front of them in the Lingard role today who's actually good. Somebody, like a Maddison. That would be fantastic. Bruno Fernandes is a player everyone talks about. Christian Eriksen, those sorts of guys are much better than Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard is not a creative force. We need people who can create. And if we can create, if we can unlock defences, then we can win games. Then we can get our forwards away. And that's probably one thing that made Martial look just so terribly bad today. He got zero service from his midfield players. He got nothing. Gunship, another super chat here, says, got a feeling the hen will be pretty happy and glowing with love and praise for Josie on Wednesday. Pig, brace yourself, you just reminded me, mate. It's disgusting. Pig and the Hen show on Wednesday with my friend Henry Hotspur is not going to be very fun because he's a smug bastard at the best of times. But certainly now Spurs are above United in the league again. Oh, fucking hell. Patrick Quinn, how are you doing? Comments. Pig, what you need to understand is mate, Solskjaer looks happy with the boy. It's not good enough. He's not a good coach. He's a legend, but we got to be honest. I mean, look, he's not had this long CV. He's not managed for years and years and years and honed his skills and all that stuff. But come on, man. He's beaten Pep Guardiola's City with a shit team. He's beaten Spurs with an inferior team to what they've got, coming up against the best managers in the league. And he's beaten them. So to say that he has no managerial acumen at all, I think is just wrong. I think it's more of a case that the squad is not up to standard. He's choosing from a talent pool which isn't as rich as it has been previously at United. That's no excuse, really. We should still be able to see off Everton. And his selections at times are questionable. There's no way Jesse should be starting, really. But I think, like I say, he just wanted to show some support and solidarity for him at this time. But I think, I think he can learn. I think he can develop like anybody, like anything. He's going to take time. He needs to make mistakes so he can learn from them. If he doesn't learn from them, if he keeps making the same mistakes, then fair enough. But I think he deserves time. And look, if we'd have won this game, there's no way you'd have said that comment, my friend. So, little bit of fickleness there. I appreciate you getting involved in the chat. But there's no way you'd have said that comment if we won that game today. Because that would have been 4 out of 4 against good opposition. We'd have been right back up there. And that's the difference. One bad game. That can happen sometimes. One bad game, and it just sets you back. That's what's happened. It happened in the Fergie days. I mean, come on. Would you rather draw 1-1 against Everton or have City come here and smash us 6-1? Balotelli takes his shirt off, says, why always me? I mean, that happened under Fergie. It doesn't always go our way. You have bad games here and there. You've got to learn from it. You've got to pick yourselves up and you've got to dust yourself off and carry on and improve. And I just don't think he's had the time to even show that yet. Okay, if we get to the end of the season and we're still hit or miss, we're still stuttering, we're still not beating the teams that we should be beating, the signings he's made in January don't work, then okay. Fair enough, maybe we should look at somebody else. But he's just not had long enough in the job right now. He's not had enough money to invest. He's just not had enough time. That's my opinion. Just want to say thanks to everybody stopping by. My voice is just completely ropey now, by the way. Definitely still suffering with a bit of man flu. Talking for 2.5 hours on here definitely doesn't help. But I tell you what does help. You legends tuning into this video. You legends, you smash a like on it. Thank you very much for helping the channel out. It definitely helps us get further up the rankings or whatever. So if you are tuned in, please smash a cheeky little like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because this is what we do on the show. We analyse United, we talk about United, we rant about United because we fucking love United. But it is a disgrace that this game has played out the way it has today. It is a disgrace that United keep going one step forward, one step back. It's a disgrace. But let's not forget that Ole Gunnar is not really the catalyst of this disgrace. The Glazers, Woodward, the previous managers, they've all caused a big hot mess at Manchester United. And Ole Gunnar's had to come in and sort of put out fires all over the place. And it's not going to happen overnight. Rome was not built in a day. United under Fergie was not built in a day. Look to the future. Ole's only just begun. Do you know what I mean? It's Christmas. So that's why I'm talking about that. But anyway, do us a favour if you are tuned in here. Smash a like on it, as I say. Nick Subling says, love you, Pig. Great to see you in here, Nick. Love you too. Mark Sin. He says, I'm going away for a bit. Where are you going, Mark? What do you mean, in prison? Alex comments, like the video. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Jarvis Cocker, I'll just read your comment out. He says, I would be happy swapping Pogba with Martin Odegaard. He's a creative number 10 and one of the biggest talents in the world. Pogba is a has-been and Odegaard is the future. I don't know what's going on with Paul Pogba at United. Is he staying? Is he going? Will he be coming back into the side? We've just not seen anything from him for a long time, obviously out with injury. Me personally, from what I've seen from him in his career, I would actually cash in and I would get somebody else. I'd get a couple of other quality players in there. Ronaldo Awino comments, Lingard should never start another game ever. I mean, look, it's bad, isn't it? Because you don't want a personal situation that Jesse's in to cloud and tarnish your way of thinking, right? But you do have to take that into consideration. That's why I cut him a little bit of slack and say, look, maybe he's had a tough year. Maybe mentally he's just not been there. And in this game, percentage-wise, if you even drop 5%, that can be the difference between you looking good and looking absolutely terrible. If his mind's elsewhere, if he's not happy, if he's not content in what he's doing, it can be difficult. So for me, and the fact that we've had 4,000 games with an academy product in there, and Jesse Lingard is an academy product, I say maybe he's just the sort of lad that we keep around and we use as a backup. Now, that's what he should be, in my opinion. I just don't think he's good enough to be a starter for United. I think if you'd have put Mata in Lingard's position today, if you'd have put Greenwood in Lingard's position today, if you'd have put Gomez in Lingard's position today, Chong in the position, they would have done better than Lingard today. Now, it's easy to say. Lingard's actually done all right in the last couple of performances he's had. But, in a way, you're right. He should be nowhere near the starting 11. He's just a squad utility player, in my opinion. Craig Warby says, Lingard is a squad player. We need better. I agree with that, to be fair. Devil of a Red says, go and rest that throat, Piggy. We want you fit for next week. Thank you very much. Yep, I'm definitely losing it, aren't I? K-Wars said, I missed your super chat. Sorry, K-Wars. Let's go down and read it. Thank you very, very much for getting in there. K-Wars, he comments, Robin Hood United. Take points from the rich and give to the poor. I've heard that somewhere before, my friend. But yeah, good one. It is a bit like that at United at the moment. We do tend to do that. Mark Sin, thank you very, very much, K-Wars, by the way, for showing your support on the channel with that super chat. True legend, much appreciated. Mark Sin with another super chat. He says, Happy Christmas to the Flying Pig United community. What a legend, Mark. Thank you so much. Great to chat to you on the Pig and the Hen shows, as you do when you call in. And great to have you in here today as well. And thank you for wishing everybody in the Flying Pig chat a happy Christmas. And I'll do the exact same thing wherever you are in the world. Whatever you believe in, just have a happy holiday time. Do you know what I mean? Just have a happy period at the end of the year here. And it would be made easier if United weren't a complete bunch of shithouses, to be fair. Steve Johnson with a super chat. Thank you very much, Stevie. He comments and says, Pig, Ollie has had time. A year, still the same mistakes with team selection. He's not had that much time, my friend. I only count it from this season. You know why? Because the mess was already made by Jose last season. Jose had already completely screwed us into the ground by the time Ole Gunnar came in. And Ole Gunnar had to try and revitalise and steady the ship, which he did at the start. I know it petered out. But listen, I don't think it helps when you have people like Pogba who just don't step up and play well. Okay, he played well for a period to just say F you to Jose, but after that whole thing had worn off, he can be asked again. I think he needs time to build the squad that he wants. He's still dealing with the remnants of the old regime. He's still dealing with the crap that we had. Look, he's got rid of our big name players. Think about that. Jose came in, signed Sanchez, he signed Lukaku. Solskjaer, what does he have to do? They're not good enough. They're not up to it. So he's had to get rid of them. He's had to get rid of our big marquee, big name signings and replace them with what? Do you know what I mean? With nothing. So he's not had a fair crack at the whip, my friend. Okay, his selections and stuff, like, yeah, he makes mistakes. He shouldn't have played Lingard today. Some of the substitutions he made were questionable too. I hear you. I'm hoping he learns and I'm hoping he improves on that. But I'm not having that, he's had enough time. I'm not having that he's had unlimited funds. He hasn't had unlimited funds. He's had very limited funds. We've still not replaced Lukaku. We've still not replaced Sanchez, really. I suppose Dan James, but did we really, truly believe Dan James was going to be that calibre of a player? I didn't. I thought he might be a good one for the future, might be useful for a bit now. I didn't think he'd be one of our most important players already. So I think that's just a nice turn up for the books. But yeah, I think he needs time. That's my opinion. Okay, fair enough. I know what you're saying. Right, everybody, I'm going to wrap this video up there because my voice is literally going. Like, if I just keep speaking any longer, it's just going to be me in silence going... Anyway, so thank you very much for stopping by on the live show. It's a terrible result for United. 2 points dropped. We've missed the opportunity again to really kick-fire our season back into action. Completely bottled it. Solskjaer's selection problems, yeah, he got a couple of things wrong. In-game management got a couple of things wrong. But you know what I think the biggest problem was for today? I just think it was the players, man. I think the players were shit today. Apart from a couple of them, I thought Pacio was awful. If you have Pacio in good form today, he probably bags a goal. I think Rashford was absolutely awful today for him, for his recent high standards. Just didn't really create anything. His balls were wayward. It wasn't a great display from him. Josie Lingard was awful today. You know, when you've got your creative and attacking talents up there, the goal scorers up there, not performing, it makes it very, very difficult for you. And Solskjaer is not David De Gea. Solskjaer's not in the goal saying, he's not saying to Solskjaer, he's not said to De Gea before the game, do you know what, David? When the ball comes in from the corner at your near post, can you just flap at it like an absolute 17-year-old non-football player, please? Because he wouldn't have said that. That was an individual mistake. If De Gea didn't make that mistake, if Lindelof didn't put it into the back of the net, we'd have won that game. So there you go. I mean, it was a mistake from some of the players today. Some of the players have put in awful performances, and rightfully, in my opinion, some of them should be dropped for the next game. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm going to leave it there anyway, but I do want to say thanks to you all for stopping by on the live show. Smash a cheeky like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Follow me on social media here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the not live chat once this is finished. Obviously, thank you and massive shout out to everybody that sent in comments. I know it's probably a little bit frustrating when you don't get a response from me, but I do try and respond and react and respond to as many different commenters as possible, but often it's quite difficult with them all coming through here. So do us a favour. I want to hear from you. When this video is finished, come back on the post, on the not live chats and get your comments and thoughts in the comments box, and I will respond in due course. But thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Alex at the end here has just super chatted. He says, can't wait for the Pig and the Hen show. Alex, thank you so much for moderating today. Thank you so much for all your help recently on the channel. You're a true legend. I really appreciate you. And okay, the Pig and the Hen show, I'm not really looking forward to it now, to be honest. I was looking forward to it when Spurs were shite and they were below us. But now that they've won today, now that United have bottled it at Everton, now they're ahead of us in the league, I just don't really want to speak to Henry, but we'll see what he's got to say for himself on Wednesday. Anyway, thank you. Have a bloody good one. Merry Christmas to you all. I'll see you very, very soon. Colchester United on Wednesday, isn't it? Are we going to be able to break down the mighty Colchester United? Are we? I don't know. They gave Spurs a tough time. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Few shout-outs at the end here. Mr. Rob DeRocker, Matt Lewis, Steve Johnson, Craig Warby, JP, Gungshi, Devil of a Red, Scoojo1, Abbas Hassani, Stephen Shorrock, Matt Lewis. I'm going to wrap it up there. Anybody else I missed? Jarvis Cocker, Steve Johnson, might have already said. But you have yourselves a good one. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate every one of you. I'll see you next time. I'll see you soon. Monday analysis tomorrow. I know I've not been doing the last couple of weeks, but I probably will jump on and just discuss the weekend's football and give you my thoughts and opinions on it tomorrow, if my voice is able to anyway, because it's going. But I'll see you soon. You've been watching The Pig on Flying Pig United. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you soon. Time for the Patreon credits. Have yourselves a bloody good one, even if United are the Manchester Bottlers. See you soon. Take it easy. Stay classy. Come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out. What a calamity. Here we go anyway. It's the post-match rolling credits here. The Patreon credits to everybody that supports the channel on Patreon. Shout out to you guys. Here's a little list for you. Appreciate it. Shout out to Alex Rincon especially for moderating and actioning people and putting links and all this stuff in the live chat. He's a bit of a hero of the channel. And all of you guys, whoever you are, thanks for stopping by on the Flying Pig United YouTube channel. Remember, we've got Pig and the Hen show on Wednesday. We'll be talking about Spurs and Man United's footballing week and any other major news and headlines. And tomorrow I'll probably jump on and do a Monday analysis show, so keep a lookout for that on the channel. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, and thank you to each and every one of you who stops by and makes this channel what it is by interacting with me and interacting with each other in this great Flying Pig community on YouTube. Stay classy, I'll see you soon.